For this performance, I'll be focusing on Dean again because he played an intricate part of the storyline and showed Sal how to live life on the road. As we've learned throughout this quarter, On the Road influenced the Beat generation with its nonconformity to society. Dean embodied a lot of characteristics that the Beat generation applied, and Kerouac used this to tell the story of two friends traveling across America. They could never stay in one place too long and had the ideology of anything goes. With no destination in mind besides the hope of a new adventure, Dean and Sal truly lived life for themselves. This excerpt from the book signifies the impact Dean had on Sal Paradise. Now, it would take all night to tell of Dean Moriarty. Let's just say now, he was a teacher. It may be said that he had every right to teach because he was a learner. The things he learned were what he considered to be and called the facts of life, which he learned not only out of necessity, but because he wanted to. The last time I saw him was under sad and strange circumstances. Remy Buccaneer had arrived in New York after traveling across the world several times in ships. I wanted him to meet up and know Dean. They did meet, but Dean couldn't talk anymore and didn't say anything, and Remy turned away. Remy had bought tickets to the Duke Ellington concert at the Metropolitan Opera and insisted Laura and I come with him and his girl. Remy was fat and sad now, but still that eager and formal gentleman, and insisted we do the things the right way, as he emphasized. So he got his bookie to drive us to the concert in a Cadillac. It was a cold winter night, and the Cadillac was parked, ready to go, and Dean stood outside with his bags, ready to go to Penn Station and on across the land. "Goodbye, Dean," I said. "I sure wish I didn't have to go to the concert." "Do you think I can ride to 14th Street with you?" he whispered. "Want to be with you as much as possible, my boy, and besides, it's so darn cold out here in New York." I whispered to Remy, "No, he wouldn't have it. He liked me, but he didn't like my idiot friends." I wasn't going to start all over again, ruining his evening plans as I had done at Alfred's in San Francisco in 1947 with Roland Major. So Dean couldn't ride uptown with us. The only thing I could do was sit in the back of the Cadillac and wave at him. The bookie also wanted nothing to do with Dean. Dean, ragged in a moth-eaten overcoat he had bought specifically for the freezing temps of the East, walked off alone. The last I saw of him, he rounded the corner of 7th Avenue, eyes on the street ahead, bent to it all again. Poor little Laura, my baby, to whom I told everything about Dean, began almost to cry because we had all learned from him. Dean showed me that the only people for me are the mad ones, the ones who are mad to live, mad to talk, mad to be saved, desirous of everything at the same times, the ones who never yawn or say a commonplace thing but burn, 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 like fabulous yellow Roman candles exploding like spiders across the night. And in the middle, you see a blue center light pop, and everyone goes, "Ah." Dean simply had that effect on people. "Oh, we shouldn't let him go on like this. What'll we do?" Old Dean's gone, I thought. And out loud I said, "He'll be all right." And off we went to the sad and disinclined concert for which I had no stomach for whatsoever. And all the time I was thinking about Dean and how he had got back on a train and rode over 3,000 miles across that awful land. Never knew why he had come back, except to see me. Thinking back on it, Dean's free spirit and lifestyle reminded me of a poem I once heard while traveling on the road. If you ever find yourself somewhere lost and surrounded by enemies who won't let you speak in your own language, who destroy your statues and instruments, who ban your boom, ba boom, you are in deep trouble. Deep trouble. Who ban your own boom, ba boom. Deep trouble. Probably take you several hundred years to get out. Dean didn't care about the status quo. He was just himself, roaming from one place to another. He never lost his own boom, ba boom. With that in mind, in America, when the sun goes down and I sit on the old broken down river pier watching the long, long skies over New Jersey, and sense all that raw land rolls in one unbelievable huge bulge over to the West Coast, and all that road going, and all the people dreaming in the immensity of it. And in Iowa, don't you know by now that the children must be crying in a land where they let children cry? And tonight, the stars will be out, and don't you know that God is Pooh Bear? The evening star must be drooping and shedding her sparkling dim lights on the prairie, which just before the coming of the complete night that blesses the earth, darkens all rivers, cups the peaks and folds the final shore in, and nobody knows what's going to happen to anybody besides the forlorn rags of growing old. I think of Dean Moriarty. I even think of old Dean Moriarty, the father we never found. I think of Dean Moriarty. And this was really the way that ended my whole road experience. And the things that happened were too fantastic not to tell.